Good morning, everyone. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple. Today is June 14th. I'm Georgette. I'm your chairperson today. First of all, big thanks to everybody who participated in the rummage sale yesterday. You would not believe what this place looked like yesterday. Some of you who are here know piles and piles of wonderful things to sell, clothing and toys and puzzles, all sorts of wonderful things. But we did real well, and again, thank you to everybody. And today we have our temple picnic after service. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to bring anything other than yourself and a cheerful attitude. We'll have food. We'll have some games to play, and we'll have plenty of water. So please keep yourself hydrated. It's going to be very warm out there. I see a few people have gotten hats to keep themselves comfy this afternoon. So let us begin with service. We will start in the purple book. We are going to chant Shoshinge, a different chant. It's on page 3434, Shoshinge. And Sensei will give us further instructions. Thank you.
Can I ask everyone to put your palms together and gasho, or bow your head in contemplation and respect, as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Not. Namo Not. Namo. now a different set of instructions. We will be doing what we usually do after Jusege, the 6 Namo Amida Butsu. I do the first Namo Amida Butsu. Everyone joins in for the second, third, fourth, and fifth. And then we will end with the echo, which will be on page 52. Okay, so Namo Amida Butsu, I start the first of the 6 by myself, and then everyone comes in, second, third, fourth, fifth. Don't worry, I'll be counting. The second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And then we will do what's on page 52. Okay? Can I ask everyone to please once again put your palms together in Gasho, bow your head in contemplation and respect. As we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nots, Namo Nots, Namo Nots, Namo Nots.
Now we will continue with our service. Today we'll need both the purple book and the white book. There are copies of the white book around. If you don't have one close to hand, please fetch one. Or you can just listen. That works too. All righty. So those of you who are able, please rise, and we will have the reading of the 3 treasures. It's on page 3 of the purple book. You may stay seated if you wish to. You do not have to rise, and you don't have to repeat along with us, but however you'd like to do it is perfectly fine with us. 3 treasures on page 3. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the 3 treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Join me in Gasho if you wish. Put your hands together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namadabats, Namadabats, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Now we will use the white book. Our song, our Gatha, is on page 2424. It's called A Flower Grows. Very much. We'll have to work on that one. Good for Halloween, so we got some time. And now we will have our Dharma message from Reverend Cindy.
Can I ask everyone to please put your palms together in Gasho, bow your head in contemplation and respect, as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Well, hello everyone. I apologize, I'll be walking around a little bit as I get a little bit situated. But as you may have known, those who have come very often here at the temple, we chanted something a little different today. And that is because today is a Memorial Day, a monthly Memorial Day that traditionally we observe. And so today is the monthly memorial service for Renyo Shonin. Renyo Shonin is the guy on the scroll to the left of Amida Buddha, who is the Buddha in the center of the altar. Amida Buddha is the Buddha of immeasurable light and infinite light, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. And Renyo Shonin is the 8th head of our school of Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu. And he incidentally passed away, solar calendar, May 14th. So every 14th of every month, we observe a monthly memorial service for him, because according to our school of Buddhism, he was understood to be the second most important leader of our school of Buddhism. He basically revitalized our school of Buddhism. So, he was basically the person who made Jodo Shinshu accessible to every single person, no matter their status, no matter how much money they could give to the temple. Anybody was welcome to be Jodo Shinshu. And Daniel Shonin was the one who openly said that, acted that, etc. And so Jodo Shinshu spread further because at that time, when you wanted a Buddhist service done, especially specifically, it was mainly for aristocrats and business people because they wanted luck. They wanted good fortune. And the thing was Daniel Shonin said that the teachings of Shinan Shonin, his, predecessor, the founder, quote unquote, of our school of Buddhism, Shinan Shonin is the other guy to the right side of Amida Buddha. And I put founder in quotation marks because while he was alive, he said that he didn't find a school of Buddhism. He was only following his teacher's teachings, and so he was just passing that along. It was only until after he passed that the organization was made. And so while he was alive, Shinan Shonin never thought of himself as the founder. But we're the one who placed him there. And so Daniel Shonin is the one who clarified Shinan Shonin's teachings and spread it further. And so I apologize, I'm doing a lot of background for this. But what I wanted to talk about today was this, and hopefully I made enough copies, but because I didn't realize there was this many people. But let me know if you don't get a copy, and I will be happy. Sorry, this side. Unless Sarah Sensei, I'm pretty sure you know Shonin Ichiryu Sho, so by heart. But what is being passed around is a letter written by Daniel Shonin. So there is a collection of letters called the Gobunsho, written by Daniel Shonin. And Daniel Shonin's letters were basically from himself to members in different parts of Japan. And so they made this collection. And I apologize, I didn't bring out the official Gobunsho because it's over there. If you ever want to see it, please let me know. I'll be happy to show it to you. But instead, I have two translations, which is being passed out to you, the front and the back. The official one, according to when we go through ministerial training, is the letters of Renyo, a translation of Renyo's Gobunsho, which is the page that has the 2 pages on it. It has the Japanese and then the English translation. And then the other side is a newer translation, and I wanted to plug this in, and I'm glad that Joe's here as well. But if he noticed, I put in on the other side Daniel Shonin's letters by Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple. They recently published this, a collection of Gobunsho as well as Geno Fumi and the Gozokusho, all written by Daniel Shonin in this book. So if you ever want this book, please feel free to reach out to Joe. I'm pretty sure he knows how you could get a copy of this. But that is the bigger single page on the other side. And so you could see once you read it, that there were many different translations of this one letter. And this one letter that I want to talk about is the Shonin Ichiryu no Sho. This is the letter that you have to know to read as a initiate into the as a Jodo Shinshu priest. I should say Jodo Shinshu Honganji Ha priest, because that is the full name of our school. The meaning of Shonin Ichiryu no Sho no and sho is chapter. No is possessive and sho is chapter. So that's all, on all of the letters. But shonin is written as shonin that we only use for Shinan shonin. So it's talking specifically about Shinan shonin. So the sho and shonin is specifically used for Shinan shonin in our school of Buddhism. Other schools of Buddhism, it's different. And then the ichi-ryu, and yes, I'm going to sound very nerdy like this, but if anyone has, unless you do martial arts, yeah, I'm going to sound a little nerdy. If you watch any anime, if they talk about a school of like martial arts or sword arts or something like that, it goes ryu ha. Ha is usually school. Ryu is a tradition. So ichi-ryu means the single, ichi means singular or this specific, and then ryu is tradition. So ichi-ryu can combined mean tradition in general, but it also means specifically this tradition. So shonin ichi-ryu means the tradition of Shinan shonin, specifically. Shinan shonin's tradition. Basically what it means is this is the letter written by Denyo Shonin, the 8th head of our school, about what Shinan shonin wanted to pass on to everyone. Hopefully I didn't confuse anyone. And if I did, this is being recorded, so you can always look back on it. But the letters of Denyo Shonin are always read after every Dharma message. So after this, after everything's done, I'm going to read, I'm sorry to say, Joe, I'm going to read this translation in English, and then I'll read the Japanese for everybody. But it is tradition ever since Denyo Shonin was, I guess, a leader. We have done the chanting first, then a Dharma message, and then a reading of Denyo Shonin's letter from the Gobunsho. And this one in particular, again, Shoni Ichiryu no Sho, is both confusing and easy to understand. Because again, one of the first lines is that the most, like in this translation of Letters of Denyo, it says, what is taught in the tradition of Shinan Shonin is that the entrusting heart is essential. And then when you go to the other side, the first sentence from Seattle Betsuin says, Shinji in faith is the core of Jodo Shinshu as taught by the Shonin, which is a good translation. Because the entrusting heart from the first one is translated as Shinjin, or Shinjin is translated as the entrusting heart from the first one. But the question, as I have talked about last year, is that what is Shinjin? And that is going to be my eternal question for the rest of my life, because Shinjin is hard to encompass in a certain, like, concretely. For everyone, Shinjin appears a little different, in my opinion. And so I honestly don't like the translation of faith, because it's not only faith. It's more than faith. Or it can be other things besides faith. And so I continue to use the word Shinjin, but as to how to define Shinjin, because it can be faith for some people. But to my understanding of Shinjin, it's more than that. I'm confusing people even more. Okay. But it also means that not only does it say that Shinjin is essential, but the one thing you also have to learn about Jodo Shinshu is that you most likely already have it. Because again, Shinjin comes in many different forms and many different understandings for each and every one of us. So to say that someone has Shinjin while someone else doesn't have Shinjin is not correct. So every single person has Shinjin. The question is would you use, well, I shouldn't say use it, because it's not yours also. Would you accept the Shinjin that is given to you? Are you able to awaken to that Shinjin, which is the understanding of what Shinran Shonin understands, that Amida Buddha is the Buddha of immeasurable light and life that will allow each and every one of us to be born in their Pure Land, regardless of who we are. And again, you do not have to know that you have Shinjin. It is, well, I shouldn't say it like that. You should know that you have Shinjin. But at the same time, it's hard to tell people that you have it, because it's not important to show people that you have it. I'm confusing more people. I said this 3 times already. See, this is why Jodo Shinshu is so confusing and so hard to listen to. Because the only thing you have to do is say Namo Amida Butsu, is basically what this letter is saying. Just say Namo Amida Butsu. Just listen to it, and trust in it, and say it. Those are the only things you need to do. But it is one of the hardest things to do, because that trust, that faith, that Shinjin is one of the hardest things to do. Because it's not exactly the same thing, but when you know you're in the car with someone like me who's a LA driver on the freeway and we really need to get somewhere, I don't know if you'll trust me behind the wheel. It's not exactly the same one-to-one, but it's like that, right? How do you trust, well, I shouldn't say how do you trust a stranger, because you do that on public transportation and in the air the entire time, but how do you entrust in something that you don't know, right? And so that is the question for every single one of us in this letter. And Danyo Shonin hopefully illuminates that for people, because he writes it in regular Japanese. Well, regular Japanese at that time. When I read it and you know Japanese, it doesn't really sound like regular modern Japanese. But Danyo Shonin is super, super important because of this. As my husband, who is the resident minister of the Tacoma Buddhist Temple, says, sometimes reading the older Japanese, like the Chinese Japanese, it's impossible. It's like really, 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 really old English. And then when you're reading Danyo Shonin's letters, it's like Shakespeare. You understand it enough, but you probably need like, what is it? Yeah, I forgot what they call it. Not dictionary. They call it something. They call it, I can't think of it. But when I was growing up, they had those little books that give Cliff Notes, yes. Cliff notes, thank you. As you can see, it's been a while. Cliff notes for you to understand what Daniel Shonin is saying specifically. And so, but that was the Japanese that was used at that time. And that's something we have to realize, is that Daniel Shonin was the one that also, sorry, I realize I'm talking for a long time. Daniel Shonin was the one who took the Japanese that monks would use and just translated it into the Japanese of that time and said, this is what it says. That's also a reason why he was so popular, because he made it into the Japanese at that time that even commoners could understand. So the hardest thing for us ministers in this day and age is to translate some of these letters, like what Seattle Betsuin did with their book, because not only are you translating Shakespearean, like English-ish from Daniel Shonin's letters, but translating it into a different language that is modern for our time. And that's really hard. And so I commend not only those who did this translation, but again, the Seattle Betsuin for doing that as well. Because it is important for people of this time to hear the words of not only Daniel Shonin, but more specifically, Shinran Shonin. Each and every one of us in today's English, which honestly maybe we should start doing really, really interesting modern English, like how you, not emojis and everything, but something like conjugate the words a tiny bit to make it into more modern. But that is how Daniel Shonin became so popular, and why today, on the 14th of this month, we chanted Shoshi Nembutsuge Sofu. So I apologize, this summer message was all over the place, it was long, but please feel free to take this back with you and think about what it is saying to you, because this is Daniel Shonin's message about Shinran Shonin's teachings to each and every one of you. And you could, as I read the English and then I read the Japanese, think about how this might translate to yourself as you continue your life. And as we continue to say, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Okay? So can I ask if people can just listen as I read the translation first, and I apologize, Joe, I'm going to do the letters of Daniel, translation of Daniel's Gobunsho translation, but please read the Seattle Betsuin one, and then I will read the Japanese afterwards. What is taught in the tradition of Shinran Shonin is that the entrusting heart is essential. For when we abandon various practices and take refuge in Amida with singleness of heart, our birth in the Pure Land is settled by the Buddha through the inconceivable vow power. The state we thus attain is described as with awakening of a single thought of entrusting, we join those who are in the stage of the truly settled. Recitation of the Nembutsu thereafter should be understood to be the Nembutsu as an expression of gratitude for the Tathagata's benevolence for settling our birth in the Pure Land, humbly and respectfully. So
のゆえはもろもろの造業を投げ捨てて一心に皆に奇妙すれば不可思議の眼力として仏の方より往生は事情せしめたもそのくらいを一年ぽき入賞上始終とも釈しその上の称名眠った如来我が往生定めたまいしごの字の眠と心べきなりあなかしこあなかしこ
Also, sorry, and I forgot to mention this. Part of the reason why I brought this up is because when we had Reverend Koye come up 2 weeks ago, she also ended with the same exact letter. We both trained underneath the same minister, and so you could compare our Japanese reading, because I'm pretty sure hers is a lot better than mine. But thank you all very much. And just as a reminder, as we go into the fun portion of the morning, there is a heat advisory, so please, if you're outside, stay under the shade as much as possible and drink lots of water. Everyone look after each other. And then if you ever need to, come back inside because there's AC inside, okay? Like between the games, please come back inside if you need to, okay? So please, please, please take care of each other today.
Thank you, Sensei. I think maybe the dog got it. He sounded like he was with it. So, we'll continue with service. Excuse my digression. This will be a fun day. So we will continue with our purple book, and we will have a song or gatha. It's on page 153 on Dokusan 2. So those of you who are able, please rise for that song and remain standing for the chanting that follows. Thank you. Please turn to page 8 of your purple book, the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu, and read along with me. Page 8, Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. Realizing enlightenment is assured, and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks and gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Join me in Gassho. Namo Vedanta. Namo Redavas, Namadas, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you. You may be seated. So, this is the part of our service where we recognize guests and first-timers. I know we have a lot of people here from Green River College. We're thankful that you're here. We're grateful that you enjoy the picnic, enjoy the food. Please, it's our treat to have you here and enjoy yourselves. That's our hospitality to you and to everyone here. Everyone is welcome to the picnic, so please enjoy. And now, are there any other announcements from groups that would like to make anything known? Oh, somebody, yes, Sensei? I have someone to introduce. That's fine, Sensei.
So this is my father-in-law. You probably don't link for the service. There was a funeral service yesterday, but he's mainly also here for his grandchild. So.
Anyone else? Any other announcements? Please.
Our friend Tess and Mike came to service last year.
Oh. Welcome.
This is Grant. He's been here before, but it's been a while. So we're
You come for the picnic? Oh, great. No, that's great. Hope you win some prizes today. Everybody can use paper towels.
I know that Georgette said thank you for helping with the rummage sale yesterday, but I just want to get up here and really tell everyone thank you for donating, buying, lots of buying, donating, buying, cleaning, setup, takedown. It was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. Thank you to Judy and Joan who talked me into this. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all the volunteers that made the rummage sale so successful. It takes so much hard work and effort to do fundraisers. And speaking of fundraisers, Obon is July 25th, 4 to 9:30, and we will eventually have our we'll make a call for volunteers. So please keep your eyes and ears up for it to sign up. That is happening. Sorry, there's a lot of emails I'm missing, but don't worry, it will happen. So my name is Tessa, and outside of Obon, there is a thing going on in Japantown, Seattle. So if anyone wants to go to Japantown, June 20th, the community, like all the small businesses, are trying to put on a market called Ganbare Market. It's 11 to 4 p.m. It's going to be wonderful, lots of beautiful, great businesses that are trying to sell things. And then also, there is a Japantown scarf. Ooh. So that is being sold at the Japantown, and there will be pre-orders on Monday starting at 10 a.m. But you have to pick up at the market on June 20th. It is inspired by Obon, and it was a collaboration with Filipina artist Sheila Hufana and me. Yeah. And also to tag along, sorry, I'm in my head, for guests, over there's Miranda and Damien, right? So, thank you. Okay. Yay.
I probably don't need to say this, but Tessa is super talented. We are so lucky to have her. So this is not exactly temple related, but I've had so many people ask me about it, and I honestly don't remember who. So also on June 20th is concert, rock music. So the way it was explained to me was 90s college music. So I'm singing a couple of songs probably badly, but you're welcome to come. And our group has been practicing since probably February. So if you are interested, I brought the little postcardy version that you can take with you, and that has the date and time and all that good stuff. I believe it's $15 if you pre-order a ticket, and then $20 at the door, and that actually helps to pay for the programs at the school for those who can't necessarily afford the tuition. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Shard Reynolds, and I'm chair of the Religious Committee. And today, after service, do not get up out of your chairs. We're starting this program of getting to learn about our members, and I'm hoping everybody over time will volunteer to share your story. Just, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. But today we have Brendan Lieber, who will be sharing how he came to become a Jodo Shinshu here. So if you're interested in sharing your story, and even if you've been coming to temple forever, everybody has a unique story, and it's a good way for us to learn about each other. So let me know, and we'll get you on the schedule, but we're going to try and do this after every service, so let me know. And as soon as we finish, Brendan will give us his message.
Sorry, I'm putting on, I have two announcements. I'm putting on my Northwest hat. And I know this is during our service next Sunday, but I have to promote this. Seattle Betsuin will be having a lecture next Sunday, June 21st, from 10:30 to noon at the Seattle Buddhist Temple, the temple. And it's part of the 2025-2026 lecture series. The guest speaker will be Dr. James C. Dobbins, who is Professor Emeritus of, Oberlin College. Apparently I need glasses. Or I need to put this closer to my face. He will be presenting on D.T. Suzuki, a Buddhist for the modern world, his reflection on Pure Land Buddhism. I understand if you want to listen to Dr. Dobbins speak, because I always like to listen to Dr. Dobbins speak as well. But this will be in person at Seattle Buddhist Temple. It would be nice to sign up for it if you are going. The registration is online. It is free to everyone. Once again, will be next Sunday, 10:30 to noon during our service at the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple in Seattle. And then second Northwest announcement is, I said this last week, for Tacoma Buddhist Temple will be having a summer seminar on Saturday, June 27th. It will be chanting the Ojo Raisan with Reverend Koyama. And the day will be Saturday, June 27th, so it won't interfere with temple. But it will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Tacoma Buddhist Temple. The Ojo Raisan, if you are not aware, is one of the most beautiful chants that we chant in our sect of Buddhism, but we don't chant it very often because it is back and forth. It is a call and response. So the hardest part is the response part because not many people know how to do it. So it would be nice if people join the seminar, because then if you want to do it here, we are welcome to do it here, because it is fun and very interactive. It is actually the basis of what we chanted 2 weeks ago, which was the Nembutu Wasan, the Namamidabutsu part, is based off of the Ojo Raisan, if you didn't know. So if you want to learn from someone who's certified in chanting in our school of Buddhism, please join Reverend Tadao Koyama at the Tacoma Buddhist Temple Saturday, June 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Tacoma Buddhist Temple. Thank you.
Brendan, are you ready to make your presentation? Why don't you do that, and then I'll close the service after that. Great.
Hi, everybody. My name's Brendan Lieber. Sorry about my voice. So I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and as most Caucasians in the area, was raised in a Christian family. It was actually a little strange. My Boy Scout troop the Methodist church was too small and the Catholic church was too small. So they actually combined one troop into two churches. So every Boy Scout Sunday activity, we did one at the Catholic church and one at the Methodist church. And it always seemed odd to me that one book could have such wildly different interpretations. And a lot of it just didn't seem to agree with me. Fast forward, I ended up going to a private Christian college in Oklahoma City, where I actually read and studied the Bible and studied 9 different translations and realized that the translations were really what were throwing people off. But the more I learned about what was in the book versus what was being taught, kind of separated me from that church. That's where I left. Then I explored paganism for a while. I'm actually initiated as a high priest in the Wiccan tradition. But again, it didn't quite mesh. Took a trip to Portland, Oregon one summer in July, and I'm walking around Portland in a suit, not dying. And I'm like, I could live here. And so I moved. My ex-wife and I moved at the time to Portland. And then I ended up moving up to Seattle. I met Amanda, and we got married. Amazing Amanda, by the way. And one day she was saying, hey, I found this thing on YouTube. Do you want to watch with me? And we started watching the YouTube broadcasts for White River. And it really struck a chord. I liked the message. I liked what we saw. We started coming. And the more I'm here, the more I'm still learning, right? I'm relatively new. But it really gelled. And also the community, for me, is a huge part of why I love it here and why I'm here today. That's a really abbreviated history of my life. If you have any questions, come talk to me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you all about it. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Yes, I think this is a kaleidoscope here. We just don't know a lot about each other, and I think this is a good idea. My turn is coming soon, so I'll get to try to explain myself. I'm not sure how easy that'll be. Anyway, don't forget, we have plenty of flyers for the Bonodori. It's coming soon, and this reminds me of an old rice bag. They used to have these pretty pictures on the back, big sacks of rice, 50-pound, 100-pound sacks of rice. And they used to deliver. This man just came to our house and dropped off this huge bag of rice. It's wonderful. Now I'm in charge of the rice, and so comes around. So any rice you eat at Bonodori almost would be some of my doing. Anyway, let us close the service. Those of you who want to may come up and make an incense offering. It's just a sign of gratitude. So we will read the closing words. If you know them, say them with me. If not, just listen. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Edavits, Namo Edavits, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you all very much, and we will have, the food will be in the dining room here. When the doors open, you're welcome to join in. And game. Oh, Sensei, so does someone want to do the takimasu, just in case?
Sorry, I gotta get my baby.
Oh.
Okay, so before words, before meal, I like to do it really, really simply. we're going to say Namo Amida Butsu 3 times. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. You don't have to say it if you don't want to. But after that, we will say Itadakimasu. I know it's really hard to say, so if you just say it as best as you can, or say it in your mind. But basically, it means to graciously receive something. And this is basically thanking not only, I guess you could say, the right environment for everything to grow, everything, thanking the farmers, thanking those who, sorry to say this, but killed some of the meat for us, the grocers, et cetera, everything, everyone who made it possible for us to eat this food, and all the conditions that allowed it to happen. So again, we will say Namo Amida Butsu 3 times. You're welcome to join in. You don't have to. And then we'll say Itadakimasu. And again, say it to the best of your ability. Say it in your mind. Don't worry if you butcher it. This is not a test, okay? So can I ask everyone to please put your palms together and gasho, bow your head in contemplation and respect. As we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu.